Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. We'll do some. Hopefully, we'll try to drain some stuff as best we can today. Heck yeah. What have you been doing? What you been How you been exercising? What you been up to physically? Otherwise, ain't seen in a while. Okay. Sick. Do we what need anything to do with the hips today? Shoulders? How we feeling in that area? Okay. Good. SK, good morning. How you doing today? Keep me on my toes with the tech too, SK. Let me know. It's a crazy world with the. I think Mercury ain't all that, you know. But I think we're good right now. How we're gonna start, y'all? Just stretching out. So if you want to lay on your back, you can lay on your back here. It might feel good to have your arms open up, your knees could touch, feet could go out wide. So just find a way to lay on the back. If you want the feet propped in any way, you could also have it propped. Let's take a few moments to breathe. Just giving ourselves time. Mm-hmm. Good. Inviting you today have so much agency on your body today, on what it may need at any given moment. Offering a few different ways to expel your breath. One of them can be an SH sound. You could shush it out. That's a good way to engage the abdomen. Breath can be in and out through the nose. It might feel good at times to give yourself an HM breath, feeling that vibration move through the body. You get to express and connect with yourself in so many ways. I could only name a few, but keep connecting and keep following that connection. One breath into the next. All right, let's find a little bit of movement here. When you're ready, you can stretch to the arms, to the legs. We're going to roll ourselves eventually into a tabletop. Oh, gotcha. Eventually into a tabletop. You can do hands and knees to the ground. There we go. Thank you. Hands and knees pushing into the ground and this tabletop. Thank you so much. Because, yeah, it seems to shift. Take a few cat-cow tilts, arching and rounding through the spine. You can push through the hands. It might feel good to roll the shoulders backwards. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. You can find a little bit of movement in your hips, rolling them around from side to side, arching around into your spine. Let's take this when you're ready, absolutely no rush, into some extension in the legs, downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, hips up high. Feel free to pedal out through the feet, shake out the head. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. You can lift the heels and drop the heels, breathing fully into what you got. Let's even lift the heels up high. You can get on your tippy toes for a big full breath in. And as you exhale, drop those heels down. We'll walk forward when you're ready to the front of your mat, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy here. It might feel good to sway, shaking out the neck, shaking out the shoulders, releasing physically through that neck spine. As you are, you can give yourself a big full breath in, big full breath out. And let's make some space for the hips today. You can bring your thumbs to the creases of the hips, pulling the thighs apart, shaking the neck loose, flopping the spine down. Holding the hips here, we can take a half lift even, lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders back. On the exhale to the floor, forward fold, hands can release. Head heavy once again. If you ever want to grab the elbows or interlace the fingers, you're welcome to. Behind the back of the neck. Let's bring the arms up high to the sky when you're ready. It's absolutely no rush to get there. Once you get there, you can find some extension through the fingertips. Let's take up a little bit of space there. Extending through the fingertips, opening through the chest. If you want to go a little further, you can even lean back. But make sure that you're still allowing yourself to breathe. Let's take one more inhale with this sense of expansion. And then with the exhale, bring in contraction. Hands can come to push into each other. They can come towards the navel. Somewhere in between the sternum and the navel, that abdomen, that solar plexus space. Eyelids could relax like a sunset. We can take one more inhale through the nose. And big exhale out either through the mouth, or if you feel concentrated through the nostril, you can push it out through the nostril. You can let it lengthen through the crown of your head. At the bottom of your next exhale, you can start to reach your arms up towards the sky, taking a fresh inhale, looking up, maybe looking back. Take it all the way down to the floor, forward fold, release. Hands coming up halfway for a half lift, long spine. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Head can drop, shaking it loose. Let's go ahead, step the legs back. You can step right leg back, then you can step left leg back. Coming into an upper push-up plank. Shoulders on top of the wrist. Rocking the weight a little forward and backward. We'll take another big breath in here. Big breath out here. If you want to lift one hand off the mat at a time, you can lift one hand off the mat at a time. Feel the push. Drop the knees to the floor, lower the chest and the chin, followed by the hips. Spine lifting up for cobra pose. Hips to your heels, child's pose. Hips to the heels in that child's pose. Letting the forehead relax, shoulders relax. We'll take a few more breaths right here. Different ways to breathe could include a foggy exhale, like an HA. Keep exploring the breath that works for you. We will rock the hips a little side to side. If it creates some movement in the hips, great. If you need more space, you can bring the knees as wide as the hips. With every small adjustment, there's room to now breathe into more lung capacity. We'll come into a tabletop position when you're ready. Absolutely no rush. In that tabletop position, a few things you might try would be to turn the fingertips backwards, opening the fronts of the wrist. Hips and head can move a little side to side. You can also roll through the hips, taking it one direction and then the other. Continue to breathe until you got what you have. The possibilities are as expansive as your own imagination. This rib cage is to breathe into fully. You can seal your palms, flattening them into the floor. You can spread to the fingertips. Once the fingertips are forward again, we can meet in that downward facing dog just for a moment. In that downward facing dog, take some time to bend through each knee. Find some length through each hamstring. You might lift one foot an inch or so off the ground and circle out through the ankle, one at a time. Pulsing your chest towards your thighs, shaking your head loose. Looking forward in front of you, take a walk or maybe a hop. Somehow to get to the front of your mat. Forward fold. This can be a time, especially if there's some congestion in the neck or in the throat or just in the sinuses, to let the jaw relax. If you have to wiggle it out a little bit, you can. We'll take a half lift for a big breath in. You can stay there for the exhale. Pushing the breath out, lengthening the neck spine, rolling the shoulders back. One more inhale there. On your exhale, forward fold, let it release. We'll take an inhale. You can bring the arms all the way up high to the sky. Your hands can come to heart center. It might feel good to roll around through the neck or through the shoulders. We'll create some space for the front of the chest. We'll push the palms outwards, spreading through the fingertips. You can turn the hands a little bit from side to side. Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. One more big breath in here. Exhale, dropping the hands down to the sides. Hands can come to the sides. When you're ready, you can kick one leg out at a time. Circling out through the hip. Creating some space for yourself there. Each side of the leg, getting a little bit of movement, circling it out. And then let's check in on the hips one more time by turning the toes out and bending through the knees. Bending and straightening through the knees a few times, finding some space into the hips. If you feel good to sink and rock a little bit, sink and rock a little bit into those hips. Feel free to roll out the neck, crack the knuckles. All of these air bubbles that we crack out of the body can contribute to our air flow. Absolutely no rush. Back to standing when ready. Just for the quads, you can bend one knee into the other. If you feel pretty stable in your balance, you could grab your foot. You might even stretch the arm up. Pesky microphone. Coming back to the side when you're ready. Absolutely no rush. We'll find some same kind of lengthening body movement. One hand on the hip as you extend. You can drop your ear to your shoulder. Like into a palm tree, there has to be some level of strength and there has to be some level of surrender. In order for this body to bend, you have to find a place to give. Keep moving from side to side. Where you can find stubborn stability, push the feet, push the bones into the bones, hip bone to hip bone. Pushing the hip bone into the hip bone. Where you can find some give is in dropping the neck, rolling through the wrist, cracking through the knuckles and fingertips. Coming back to center, hands on the hips. Push the hips backwards, create a little length. You can pulse your chest from side to side. Breathing. Coming back up, bringing it around town. As you stand, bend the knees, scoop through the hips. One direction and then the other. Back to center for a back bend. Hands to your low spine. Elbows can go in. If you dare to look to your right and to your left, go ahead, look to your right, look to your left. Take it down to the floor when you're ready. Forward fold, release. We'll take a half lift, long spine, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, step back into your flow. Upward push-up plank into an upward facing dog or a push-up or a cobra into downward facing dog. So again, you have room to decide what you want that flow to feel like, giving yourself a back bend into that downward facing dog, which lengthens or helps lengthen the back, the hamstrings, and possibly even the front of the body. Let's try this here. In downward facing dog, lift your chin up, look towards your hands, take a breath in. And then exhale, drop your head down. Push your index knuckles especially down into the floor. Really flatten your palms. Really good intentional work, everybody. Take an inhale, fill up through the arms and look forward. You can start to exhale, breathe even. Walk yourself forward to the front of your mat, forward fold. Once you're there, let your head hang heavy for just a moment. You can shake it loose if you want to. Once you feel stable in your feet, you can rock the weight from heels to toes. Use that stability to find a half lift. Hands on the shins or thighs, big full breath in. On the exhale, take it down to the floor, forward fold, release. On the next inhale, arms up high to the sky, reaching upwards. Hands can come to heart center when you're ready. Almost like we're pressing air away. You can push your palms forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the hands backwards. Bend through your elbows. Almost like you're sending that energy out once again. Breathing. Swimming the elbows backwards. You can add a little bend in your knees. Pushing the palms forward. Elbows backward. We'll go up to standing when you're ready. Reaching upwards. Maybe backwards. All the way down to the floor. Forward fold, release. Loosening through the neck spine. Stepping your legs back when you're ready. Traveling for your flow. Upward facing dog. Or a push-up. Or cobra. Into your downward facing dog. And you can always take child's pose whenever you need to. We get to live in this wide range and in this wide way.